Killshot 99 Dead. This is The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 12. Negan is back, and you know what? He is not back in the way you think he's back. He is back in jail. He is a changed man. He is no plan, no master deception, no let me go back in jail and take over the world. He has nothing. He went out. He was a free man. He went out to the sanctuary, and Judith convinced him to go back home, and I think this is the beginning of the rise of Negan. So I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. It is a new pick, Julia Muse. It is. There are several that are out there from this week's, and one of the things that is a little bit different from this one, Julia, is I think Michonne is a lot more receptive toward him this time. She is she looks doubtful that, okay, yeah, I don't really believe your story, that type of thing, but not angry. Hey, I came back. Me and Judith, I think there's some trust building here. I really do. So I know we had really good conversation with the Whispers. There's a lot that's going down, but I think Negan is comfortable. He's lost his will. She's listening to what he has to say. And Michonne is a fighter. Michonne is a warrior. So I would not be surprised if she knows somewhere that, look, there's some people out there that are creepy. She knows that they're going to need Negan. Let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts and comments right now. I'll tell you why. Because Michonne is a good judge of character. So when she was at Hilltop, when Daryl said, they have Tara. And Michonne said, yeah, Tara's fine, but they need you. And because, you're the best judge of character. But Michonne really is a good judge of character, too. I think she's preparing him for the future. Now, here's a question I have for each and every one of you. Does she tell him about the Whisperers? See what you guys think. We're going to get some of your thoughts, comments included in this video. Is she going to prep him? Is she going to let him know what's going on? Now, does Negan have any knowledge of the Whisperers? Do you think? Angie says he may already know. A couple other people are saying he already knows. And they're going to go back to probably the comic book reference. I don't think he does. I'm pretty sure in the comic it alluded that maybe Negan knew Alpha, but this is a much longer time skip on the TV show than we got in the comics. So I don't think he knows anything, which means he is going to be freaked out. I don't know they can go out. I guess that would be the next question I have is, how much can these leaders, how much can everybody tell the group without, one, them not believing them, and number two, without them just being scared to death? We got Whisper Zeta super chatting at Whisper says, Michonne realized they'll need Negan, so I think she will let him know. See, Zeta, that's kind of what I feel too. I've been predicting a long time, and not just because of the comic, because I'm not really into the comic lore. I mean, I know what I know, but that Negan would have to be the strength after Rick left. He'd have to be the, and I don't mean like mental strength or emotional strength. I mean physical, like he's got to be a person to go out there and kick some people in the butt and get them ready to fight. But here's the problem. Negan does not have the will. Negan does not, there's no motivation. There's no reason for him to go out there and help. Right, Roxanne? I mean, there you go. Roxanne's like Negan the Enforcer. Ellis is like, yeah, bingo, that's it. And Derek, that's always going to flag. But certainly, if they go the direction of sexual assault, then that's going to be something that definitely offends Negan. I don't think they will. I do think they're going to focus more on physical violence on the TV show. And I think Negan has nothing to fight for. He's going to be happy in the cell. There's also some other pictures that are out there of Negan in the cell, of him just sitting reading this blue book. And I think he just wants to be left alone. I think his character is going to lull everybody to sleep for an episode or so. And it's going to have to be Judith. Judith's the only person. See, Roxanne, I'm right there with you. And we know we have our very own Steph the Cuervo Queen, anti-Negan till the very end. So I'm going to throw this question out to Steph. So I want you guys to listen up as she answers this question. We're going to put her on the spot. Steph, what is it going to take for Negan to fight, to want to help the group out? Because clearly he's content just going back and being locked up. He didn't want to run. He didn't want to leave. He's done. Put a fork in him. He is done. Doesn't want leadership. Doesn't want to hang out with dead Big Richie. He could have stayed at the sanctuary. Right, Ellis? Ellis says he's feeling sorry for himself, but eventually he'll get a bounce. I think you're right, Jason. I think it's going to take little ass kicker. All right. So how many people agree with Steph the Cuervo Queen that it's just an act and he's all doing this because he wants power again? All right. If you guys don't agree, give me a nice big boo. Come on. Let's see it. Type. If you guys disagree that it's all about power, give me a nice big boo. Steph's playing the villain. This is like WWF wrestling. All right, let's try again. All right. Steph, I'm setting you up here. I'm giving you a chance to make like a lot of friends. All right. So let me ask a follow-up. We're giving her a hard time. She's going to go down till the very end. How many people think that it's been 6 years, Negan has no motivation, he's done. He's a tired, beaten down, guilty old man at this moment. Now, I think he's going to become more. But at this moment, Mitch, I'm not saying ultimately he's done. I'm saying right now he's done. No motivation. If he had motivation, he would have already made his move. He would have kept walking. So Michonne Grimes, I'm not looking ahead of what's going to ultimately happen with him. I'm talking about in this jail cell, this episode, only this episode, what we've seen. Has he tapped out? Does he appear to have not to want to do it anymore? We got a super chat up here. Let me jump up to super chat. And it is Lakeisha. Can Negan find love again, you think? Define love, Lakeisha. Because, I mean, the only thing he's ever loved was Lucille. I mean, all those other women, there was definitely no love. So it's been a good probably 10 years. So he's had encounters. He's had situations. He's had power. But he hasn't had love in a long time. So, to answer your question, yes, he has love, but it's not with the person he's with. It's his relationship with Judith. How many people out there thinks that Negan actually truly loves Judith? If you do, give me a big hell yeah. If you think that Negan loves Judith and he loves her like a daughter, let's see it. A lot of people. What do you guys think? You guys think we can get the Cuervo Queen on board with this one? What do you think, Steph? Based on the interaction you saw with Negan and Judith at the fence, 6 years of conversations, her shooting at him calling her friend, you think that, Steph, you think he has some love for Judith? she's gonna super chat her point. The only way I may accept Negan will be if he dies for someone, and I mean dies. Wait, so you're saying there's a chance? You know what? I think that's progress. So hold on a second. So wait a minute. We're gonna pause this stream. Because that's exactly, I see Steph going down this path that is the exact same path that I went down. Those of you, this is almost too ironic. How many people have watched our streams for 2 years? How many people have been in the 999 Army for 2 years? Quick show of hands. Okay. In most of the streams. All right. How many people remember me saying, I will never, ever, ever accept Negan? What Negan did to Glenn and Abraham, the way he danced around after he beat Glenn's head down, he was just enjoying it too much. I hated it. I can't stand this guy. I'll never forgive him. You know what? He might be relevant at some point, but I will never, ever, ever forgive Negan. It's not going to happen. You guys remember that? Okay. All right. All right. How many people remember last season, and I said, wait a minute, the writers are screwing with me. They showed it, off camera when nobody could see him except us. They showed how disappointed he was that Carl died. And then they showed that he was basically trying to hug Rick, and Rick cut his throat. And he was in jail for 6 years. And then I said, the only way I'm ever going to forgive Negan is if someone tries to kill Rick or someone, and he steps in front and takes a bullet for Rick. You have that too, right? So you got stage 1 of denial, and then I was in stage 2 of denial. And that was about a year ago. So hold on. Let me go back and read Steph's super chat one more time. Because it sounds a lot like what I said. The only way I may accept Negan will be if he dies for someone, and I mean dies. So we've got the transition from I'll never to now I will if he dies. All right, well, it's progress. Drama King says, has he changed because Lucille is not in his hand? Drama King, I think that would be an easy answer for the people that don't like Negan. I don't think that's why he's changed. I think he's changed because he's been locked up. He's had plenty of time to think. I think he's changed because Rick is gone. I think he's changed because of Judith. And I think every minute he was at the sanctuary, he felt guilty about the death and the fall of the sanctuary and the death of all those people that looked up to him. I mean, he wanted to die. So, someone that wants to die in jail, that is just ready to end it all, that wants Maggie to kill him, is not somebody that's out there actively looking to take over command of anything anytime soon. So, at this point, the analogy that I would use is, Negan was this balloon that's just full of helium, and it's just flying around all over the place. And over the last 7 years, he's this just complete little empty, deflated balloon that has no life, no air, no motivation, nothing. Now, to Steph's point, there's one of two things that's going to fill that balloon up. And it really depends on what you think is going to motivate him. Do you think he's going to be driven by power? And he's going to get another opportunity? A, he's never going to get another opportunity. So there's not that. There's nobody out there that's going to follow him. Nobody in Alexandria, nobody in Oceanside, after what they did to Oceanside, nobody in Kingdom, and nobody in Hilltop. So, Len Nesvik, here's the problem that I have with that argument. And I've asked this to the group of people here. And I'll do it one more time, just for show, just so you guys kind of get the effect. All of you are Walking Dead fans. How many of you would accept Negan as your leader if you were a character on the Walking Dead show? If you would, type yes. If you would not accept him under any circumstance, type no. And this is the best example that I can make. So, you might have a small group of people that says, yes, I would accept him as a leader. But most of the people here say no. I'm not going to give him the power. But I do realize he's a resource, and I realize that they're going to need him to survive. But would I ever give him the authority? Would I ever trust him? No. So, even if he had a small group of people that would follow him, that would want to be saviors again, I don't think he can ever convince enough people to ever rise to power. So that's one scenario. So, well, Omicron, here's the problem. If you said it was 50-50, I can tell you in a real world situation, there ain't no way in hell you would follow that man. So some of the people typing yes are just typing yes to play devil's advocate. There is no way. There's no way you would trust him more than you would trust yourself. And I think most of the people in this group, I mean, half of you guys probably wouldn't even want a leader anyway. You believe in your own ability. So I'm going to give you an opposite scenario. And this is what I'm building up to get Negan back to where I think he needs to be. So how many people believe Negan a couple of weeks ago when he looked at Judith and said, "You know me. You know me better than anyone. And I'm not going to hurt anybody, even if they hurt me." She had a gun. No, Steph. Judith is not a child. And Judith is not one that will be manipulated. I'm not even buying that argument. Judith is probably one of the most headstrong people on the show. Wrong answer. I'm gonna alpha you. Every time it's a wrong answer, I'm gonna buzz in and just give you a wrong answer. Zero chance that's going to happen. Now, let's give the third scenario. How many people think Judith's relationship has changed Negan? That he actually found somebody he cares for, and he's got some purpose. And that purpose is to protect her if someone else can't. And I think he knows his role, right? I think he knows Michonne is her guardian. All right, so right now, Judith doesn't need protecting, so Negan is done. No air in the balloon. He's back in jail. He turned himself in. I mean, he could have gotten away. He could have overpowered Judith if he wanted to. But he didn't. And, here's the thing that's more telling than anything else. The one thing I really like to do to know that the writers are writing the character the right way, and I'll get into that in 1 second. William Finney says, "You're probably right on that, Kills. If we, the guy, said yes, me included, were in the character's shoes, we'd say no." Of course you'd say no. When Judith said to Negan, remember the bike scene? And Judith says, language, "I'm a kid, asshole." And then she turned around and they started leaving. Did anybody see the smile on his face? Like, it's off camera. Rick wasn't there. Simon wasn't there. Maggie's not there. Sasha's not there. Nobody's there. Remember the scene with Carl, right? Rick's talking to Negan on the radio. Nobody's there. And you could see he was hurt. You could tell it. So when Judith turned around and Negan got this smile on his face, it wasn't, ha ha ha, I just manipulated this little kid. It was this feeling that kind of came over him like, that's my pal. That's somebody I care about. So those are the moments that you really have to break down if you want to understand what the writers are doing with the character, because that would be a major mistake to have him play the character that way, not to be true to the character. There's a bond there. And that's exactly it, Damon. He's human again. And it's all these little small details that the writers are putting into it that are making us see that, making us kind of feel what he feels at that moment. So let's fast forward to Negan has turned himself in. He's in jail. Give me your reaction. If you guys see this picture up on the screen and you see Michonne there with her arms crossed. What's she saying? What's she thinking? What's the dialogue about? She angry? She want to kill him for escaping? She want him to suffer? Let's see if you guys can read her reaction. Wants to know why he came back? Flutterbear, can I trust you? Why did he come back? Curious. See, most people are saying, why did you come back? Trying to figure him out. Krampus says she's impressed with him. Why'd you come back? Why did you leave? How about that? Hey, I've been locked up for 6 years and I wanted to see it for myself. Okay, why'd you come back? There's nothing for me out there. I mean, that's what he told Judith. He told Judith, there's nothing for me out there. And she knew. She told him there wasn't. Would you guys agree, for the most part, that there's a burden? A big, big burden that comes with being a leader. Rick had that burden where sometimes he second-guessed himself and he didn't think he was right. Maggie had that burden. Even Tara said last week, Tara's like, look, I don't know that I'm making the right decisions. Pete D's going to love that I'm quoting Tara. I don't know that I've ever quoted Tara in one of our streams. But I do know that I don't want anybody else to die. So do you think there might be a little bit of relief here that Negan does not have that burden of getting people killed, that he doesn't have to make those decisions? All he has to do is stay in a jail cell and he's fed. And he gets the thing that he wants. And what is the thing that Negan wants more than anything else in this world? It used to be Lucille. I don't think it is anymore. Many of you thought it was freedom when I asked that the other day. It's Judith. So he can get that from the jail cell. So he gets exactly what he wants without being torn away, without the burden of getting people killed. So he's just not this hero or this villain. He's just this normal, watered down shell of a person that we remember as being Negan. And the problem is going to be Michonne's going to need him, or Judith is going to need him. Somebody is going to need him. So I'm going to ask the question as a follow-up. True or false? The communities will need Negan. Need. N-E-E-D. Need him. Not necessarily like him, not necessarily want him, but they will need his ability. But in his current state, he's a waste. You take Negan out there right now, and you put him in the front of the battlefield, how many people think Beta is going to beat his ass? Just truthful, just honest conversation. This Negan that you see right here, not the old Negan, this person behind bars, you put him out on the field, Beta is going to crush this man. Easily. It's not even a contest. How many people think Alpha is gonna destroy him? Pull him out of jail, throw him out there with Alpha. Alpha's going to destroy him. Thank you so much, Ephraim Guzman. I love when I read a comment like that. Best YouTube channel on Walking Dead? That is some high praise. Now, if we can just get everybody to pike that like button, then see how many people agree with you. Oh, Angel Gam. Alpha, William Finney. Alpha will pull a knife on you in a hurry. You see what Alpha did to Frank? Guys, this isn't Negan. This is just some dude that's locked up. Hell, Eugene could beat Negan's ass right now. I mean, one of the walkers he had to hit like 3 times to kill the walker. Guy barely picked up the locker in the sanctuary. But anyway, my point is this. If something happens to Michonne and Judith needs Negan, think that's going to give him an extra shot of adrenaline, a little bit more motivation? Think that's going to start to get the spark going again? Think we might see a little different side of Negan? The thing to remember, and especially those of you that attend our show every night, when we break down the psychology of The Walking Dead, it's important that you analyze it in real time. Because 7 years has an impact. We've went through 7 years in a year. So we still have some of the emotion. Look, it's just a couple years ago they killed Glenn. I get it. But for the characters, we have to break it down and we got to be in the moment. And in order to get into the moment, it's all those reactions and it's all that dialogue. And it's not really looking at what someone's motives may or may not have been or what they could be in 2 years. It's where is that character boxed at right now in this moment. And when I see Michonne, I see someone that wants to give Negan another opportunity. She needs a reason to give him another opportunity, but Michonne needs to understand him. So when she is analyzing, why did you come back? That's important. So we want to know why he came back too, but we want to know why Michonne wants to know. And we want to know what she's going to do. Is she going to keep him as sort of an ace up her sleeve? As this fighter, as this warrior, is going to help him out a little bit more. But one thing I will tell you about Michonne, she knows that Negan would get punked in his current state. If she went to him right now and said, hey, you know what, we need you to help fight, she's probably going to be like, why am I going to ask this guy? I should go ask Father G. I should go ask Alden. I should go ask Luke. They're going to do a better job than this guy. Negan's like 150 pounds, soaking wet. He can't do nothing. Dude could barely swing a shovel. But you take something away from him, you give him a little extra motivation, give him a little bit of incentive, then you got somebody. You got somebody that might need to do something. Now, look, I'm not saying Michonne's going to manipulate him. But see, here's the thing with Negan that you need to understand. At this moment, there is something else that will start to change him. There is something else that will start to motivate him. Being protective certainly would. But what's the other thing that you think could start to get him back to a level playing field? And it's going to be the hardest thing here because many of you are going to have a hard time doing it. Forgiveness and trust. What better motivator to Negan? It's like starvation. Really? That's not it. Forgiveness and motivation. Michonne forgives him, accepts him, and he's got to go out there every day and prove that he's worthy of that trust. That goes a long way. It might not get him quite to where we need him. It might not get him to the point where he can go in and take out some people and help save Daryl or help save Carol or help save Michonne at some point. But it's going to get him in a better place than he is right now. What's up, Dead on Leprechaun? Thanks for that super chat, my man. Appreciate that. And just leave a follow-up comment or question so we can give you a shout-out. It's okay. There will be an island of very few people once this plays out by season 10 that don't go full circle and get the big picture of what the writers are doing. I do want to say that based on the circumstances with Rick leaving, I think the writers have done a brilliant job. They have given us, they certainly made some mistakes in 7. But they have bent over backwards to try to get the viewing audience to a good place with Negan. And in all seriousness, there's going to be a few that's just, it's not going to happen. But I will tell you that when the initial lineup went down, and let's take the character of Negan out of play for a moment, because it really isn't a Negan comic issue or a Negan character issue. The issue with Negan is what the writers showed us on television. Visually, what we had to endure. And there were probably 90% of the viewing audience that was never, ever going to get to this point where there's a chance that Negan can actually go out and help people. So if you chart everything that they've tried to do to overcompensate for the storyline, whether it was killing Spencer, killing Rapey Davy, some of his conversation with Sasha, his regret over Carl's death, how he interacted with Rick, being in prison for 6 years, his relationship with Judith, and now they're probably going to have the holy grail of everything. And they're probably going to have to make him save Daryl Dixon for the love of God in order to get people to move on. I mean, this is what the writers, they created their own death trap. It should have never had to be this way. They should have killed Abraham. Simon should have shot Glenn in the head, but they should have never beat Glenn down with a bat. When they did that, and his reaction to it was such overkill that the writers have done everything humanly possible to get back to a point where Negan has to be the one. And you know what? I'm still trying to figure out If he decapitates Alpha, and he is the person to do it, the question I have for each and every one of you: who does he take Alpha's head back to if he is the one who kills Alpha? Leave your thoughts and comments below. I got Jason the Mixologist super chatting it. Kills if Michonne leaves the show to be with Rick in the movies. I think she will trust that he will look after Judith when she leaves. I absolutely agree with that, Jason. I think we've already seen the characters are going to warm up. And look, if Judith trusts him and she knows the history and she's made her own assessment, then I think Michonne is ultimately going to follow suit with that. You know, the only thing I'd say is if he used that classic line, you know, it's like, well, wait till, you know, when he cut off Alpha's head, wait till, you know, Rick sees this. I mean, it would almost have to be impactful, like somebody that went through, one, I think they'd have to be a leadership figure. So maybe till, you know, Daryl sees this. But Daryl's going to have to lose somebody pretty important to him in order for that to have the same impact. I think if they're going to go the comic direction, then which character death would infuriate Daryl to a point where Negan would want to take Alpha's head back to Daryl? I mean, possibly Henry? Or if Ezekiel died, then maybe takes it back to Carol. I mean, that could work as well. Yeah, I would lean probably more toward Carol. But we're a ways away from that because we still, you know, we got to go through this fair in 15. We still got to go through the border scene. And from the rumors that are out there, the border scene is not going to be the end of the season. Apparently, it's going to have to do with some snow. So, could be a little small time skip, couple weeks. We get some bad weather. And the word is that also the groups will be moving to the hilltop. So, that would imply that Alexandria has fallen and the kingdom has fallen, and everybody's going to regroup at the hilltop to start to make a stand. And we got Dead on Leprechaun. Super chatting it again. Thank you so much, Leprechaun. A.K.A. JB. I mean, that's just a couple rumors that are still out there. Not confirmed. But if it goes in that direction, then season 10, you know, season 10 wouldn't be like your real edge of your seat cliffhanger, but it would be like, okay, there's going to be a Whisperer War in season 10, like a full drawn out war. And I think that's the best place to leave it. You can't have the eerie panning out of, you know, a whole bunch of head on pikes. You got to kind of see that happen and know that everybody's going to Hilltop to regroup, and all season long, more than likely, we're going to be thinking about how's this group going to get together? How are they going to make a stand? Who's going to lead them, especially if we don't know what's going on with Michonne, Daryl, and Carol. And I think just a ton of really, really good questions. Maggie's gone, and who knows what will happen next season. They still got some things to work out with that. Joe Fulford says, do you think Maggie will make a stand to take over Hilltop when she comes back? Joe, I mean, the question's going to be, on a real-life standpoint, is whether Lauren's coming back to the show. I think everybody wants her to come back to the show, you know what? Even if they keep her on Whiskey Cavalier, I still think she could do a couple cameos. And, pop in, help them out at just the right moment, introduce them to the Commonwealth. But that's probably going to have to be end of season 10. Good stuff. I've not, Hippo, I've not kind of let the cat out of the bag there. So that's a collaboration you and I will talk about a little bit later. More to come on that, everybody. I hate keeping secrets from everybody, but you know what? If it works out, it'll be a really, really cool thing. Thank you, Tommy. I did see somebody hit the dislike button and then halfway through they changed their mind. How does that even happen? Which one of you hit a thumbs down, and what did I say in order to get you to change your mind? I'm really curious now. You got me on the edge of my seat. No, in all seriousness, let me make a couple announcements because we're about 45 minutes. A lot of fun doing these double shots with you guys. So we're doing 2 streams a day, and tomorrow night we got some good stuff because we're going to be doing our 5 best scenes. And as you guys know, I put a poll up on the Patreon site, so the Patreons participate in that. I'm going to be going over what they think were the 5 best. Start to think about it now. Play it back in your mind. Go back, watch the episode. Some really good stuff we're going to talk about. And then the second stream tomorrow is probably going to be bold predictions. So we got a ton of new predictions that we're going to go over that we think will happen by the end of the season. We got Leprechaun. Leprechaun must be on a timer. Like literally every 2 minutes he's super chatting it up. Thank you so much, man. You're really, really a great supporter of this channel. I appreciate it. Not only from a Patreon standpoint, but also in the super chats. There were some very good moments last week's episode. So tomorrow is going to be, I think, 2 really fun streams. They're streams we do every week. We're putting them both on Wednesday. Of course, Thursday night, our double shot is going to be Thursday Thrones. Give me a big hell yeah for Thursday Thrones. We're counting it down, man. We're a little bit over a month away, so we'll be right there. And also the second stream will be Walking Dead spoilers tomorrow night. And then Friday, we'll see how it plays out. We'll see if Double Shots is still on for Friday. That is still up in the air. But we got a ton of good content, and you guys make all of that possible. So let me just do a couple things. Once again, everybody here, if you're having a good time, hit that like button. If you're new, you don't know who we are, hit the subscribe button. Bottom right corner, you see that little 999 Dead logo. Hit that. Hang out with us. Normally we only do 1, sometimes 2 streams, but you'll see over the next couple weeks we're definitely going to be ramping it up. If you guys like hanging out on our Facebook page, there's a link down below, and we're going to do a few shout-outs. So I'm going to start out with the Patreons in the top left-hand corner. The Patreons just do a unbelievable job. They support this channel. There's a link down below if you guys are interested in becoming a Patreon. A lot of people ask me how to do that. You can read the description. And, I post some other things, some pictures of my 3Gs. If I go out from time to time, which I don't do very often anymore, but if I'm out at a place that I think deserves some pictures, then we post it on there. And the patrons just do a wonderful job. If I have advice or a question or what did you like, I like to survey them before we do certain videos. Also, the sponsors in the top right-hand corner, moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells, and, of course, the super chatters tonight. Several super chatters over both episodes, but specifically in this one, let me call out the people that were super chatting earlier tonight. I know Dead on Leprechaun, several super chats, Whisper Zeta, Lakeisha Faison, Steph the Cuervo Queen, Drama King New York City, William Finney, and Jason Mixologist Daily, and also Joe Fulford. Thank you guys for that. Appreciate everything that you guys do. And we got 2, actually 3 announcements that I want to make for you guys. One, well, 2 I can't tell you. Shoot. Almost dropped. There's going to be some cool stuff going down the pike. The one I can tell you is that Steph the Cuervo Queen has a very nice Walking Dead package set up. So we're going to do a giveaway, and it's going to happen sometime probably on Sunday. And it looks like it will happen on the 999 Gaming channel, so more details with that. And then, yeah, I shouldn't even brought up the other one. The other one, just hold tight. That's kind of on Hippo. So we're working on a project, and we'll see. Could be a couple days, might be a week or so. we'll see how everything goes down with that. So that should be a lot of fun as well. All right, that's all I can tell you guys. Don't be impatient. Don't push me. Don't stress out over it. Just know that we got a lot of great content. We got The Passage. We got Game of Thrones. We got The Walking Dead. We got speculations. We got random things that's going to be coming up before too long where we all hang out. We're just not Walking Dead. I mean, that's why we built up the 999 Army channel. We got 999 Gaming to do a lot of our videos. We got 999 Dead for dead-related stuff, and we got 999 Army for whatever the hell that you guys want to do and whatever we want to do, because it's our channel and we can do it that way. So thanks, everybody. Now give me a quick 999. Let me do some shout-outs and just give a lot of love to the people that have built this channel to what it is today and continue to build all three of the channels in the 999 brand. You guys are absolutely amazing. So I want to say what's up to Whisperer Zeta, also to Gina Crockett, Roxanne Dunlap, Mitch Puddin, thank you so much. Angie Homan, almost called you Amy, sorry. Kimberly M., Edwin Gonzalez, Swamp 5050. Going too fast, sorry. Flutterbear, Bumblebee Brown, Tammy Hill, Walani, Leanne Gash, Glenda Batista, Melody Sky, thank you so much. Planet Earth. Robin Vance, Omicron, Laura Rand, Jason Craig, Lynn Nesvik, Star Guitar Goddess, Dead on Leprechaun, got the super chat on timer, thank you so much, man. Samantha Coombs, Sarah Fitch, Andrew McSherry, Jessica Gilbert, Howling Wolf, thank you, Diana C. Crystal the Singer Chick Gore. I did listen to the Glenn Fry version, Crystal. I don't know if I can hit all that. But the lyrics were great, I will tell you that. 55 Bueller. Angel Gam, thank you. Sim4, Logan 5. Wow. So many repeat watchers here, so thank you guys so much. Jason Craig. All right. Now that we got most of Michonne Grimes, thank you. We got most of the shout-outs. If I miss you guys for any reason in a shout-out, then Valar, always a pleasure. Please don't take it personally, because there's just a lot of people that type and it all streams. Colleen Hayes, Mary Manhard, thank you so much. All right, so we're going to do just some outtakes, some extras. I'll hang out with you guys just for a couple more minutes. So if you guys don't want to talk about Walking Dead, then this is the end of the video. So we're done. Can you guys block that person, D, the notorious person? No, don't unblock that. What an asshat you are, man. Seriously, you're going to come in and type something that a third grader would type. Seriously, dude, grow the hell up. He's going to go back and tell his 8th grade friends that he was on a live stream and typed something lewd and got it on the video. And, I mean, seriously, man. All right. Yeah, this is the end of the Walking Dead stuff. So we're just going to hang out and chill for a little bit. So whatever you guys want to talk about, we got a few minutes. This is kind of what we do in Chill with Kills. It's just random chat. We do that random thing sometimes. Let me kind of open up something I want to tell each and every one of you. I am very passionate about The Walking Dead, The Passage, video games. We do rants. So as a YouTube persona, I get fired up very, very easily. If I ever call you out in a stream, the one thing I would ask you guys, please, please, please don't take it personally. And there's no particular instance that this kind of sparked, or nobody messaged me and said, hey, you were a little overboard. It's just one thing that I do know about myself. When you're doing topics for debate, you are going to disagree with people. And sometimes I just feel the need to kind of apologize, because I definitely do not want to offend anybody. It's just, I like to have fun. If I see somebody type something and I disagree with it, I might, this first thing my eyes see, I'm just going to call you out and say, no, I disagree. But I don't want you to kind of go in a shell and say, oh, he just kind of embarrassed me and I'm not going to type anything else. That's not how I work, and that's not how I operate. So if you ever feel like that, message me. You guys can message me on Kik at KILZHOT, and I will apologize publicly, because I'm definitely not here to offend any of you. I appreciate everything that you guys do, And the reason I'm here every single day is because of each and every one of you. Leanne, I have not. Now, as a follow-up, Leanne, I will tell you that I probably, other than emails, get 150 to 200 messages. I'm estimating. Sometimes it's not that much, but I've got a lot of gamer fans, and many of you do send me messages. So if I don't get a chance to respond, just understand that sometimes it is random. If something pops up and I see it in social media, I'll respond. If there's nothing going on and I see it, I'll try to do as quick as possible. But there's just no way I can watch and read and do everything. Later on tonight, I'll check it out, though. But there's a lot. And take into account that I also try to read every message that's posted on one of our videos. Because I like to see the pulse of our viewers. And something I've done for a long time. When I did gaming videos and I had 300 subs, I personally responded to every comment that was typed up. And then we did something called I don't remember the name of it. It's when I first started doing gaming. Subshouts is what it was. Where I would go through and just do a video of nothing but reading people's comments and shouting them out. And now when we do live streams, I can do that in real time, so it saves me a lot of time. And I know I still don't get everybody, but if I could and I had the time, I would. We get 500. Actually, we had 3,000 people on a live stream for Walking Dead last year. That was one of our highest. But it's a revolving thing. When you guys see 150 people watching right now, that's concurrent. So we get in any one of our streams, when this stream ends, you're going to see it's 700 or 800 people have been in here. People jump in for 10 minutes, or they'll have another window open. It's a lot of people. But I will. I'll definitely try to respond whenever I can. Kimberly M. Me too, Colleen. Kill's voice is soothing. You know what? I wasn't joking about some of the other reading topics. I'm definitely looking into that. I just want to read something. If it's interesting for people, if it's soothing, that's cool. I'll read it, but it ain't going to be like a action adventure, because that's not going to put anybody to sleep. I'd be too hyped up. Well, the comics do a good job of that, but when I finish the comics, I do want to pick up some other reading material. Tommy wants to know, Q&A, where does Bryce Harper sign? Los Angeles, unfortunately, for you, because I know you want him to sign in Philly. I think he'll go to Los Angeles for a couple reasons. One, I think they have the best chance to win a championship. And number two, because I don't think he wants to play the Nationals that much. Thanks, Whispers 8. I appreciate that. You have the best Walking Dead channel on YouTube. When I see it, it flatters the hell out of me. I don't think about it like that. Because when somebody says, like, you have, I just see it as a combination of all of you. So, I mean, I guess I do in a way. It's like I think we have the best group of people on, but I don't go in there and say that I do it any better than anybody else. I just think we built something that's very genuine. So the only hint for those of you that stuck around a little bit longer, this may not even happen. So Hippo, I'm not going to tell them all the news, but I am going to give one clue. Actually, you know what? Should I, Hippo? You know what, Hippo, can I just give them one small clue? How about that? Because it may be something that never happens. If it never happens, and I'm going to feel bad starting it, because it is a little bit of work. Yeah, Hippo's saying I can't even give you guys like a small clue. Okay, it's happening. All right. No clues then. I can't. I'll put it this way. If I put it together And like I said, I know Hippo's going to come through because Hippo does an amazing job. I'm not worried about Hippo's end. I'm worried about my end, to be honest, because I put a little pressure on myself. If it is to the expectation that I think it's going to be really good, then you guys will see it. If it sucks on my part, then I will tell you guys what it was. How about that? So either way, you'll find out. You'll know, or I'll tell you exactly what it was going to be if it just doesn't come out the way I want it. So there you go. All right, glad you guys hung around. We're at an hour, so let's wind this thing down. You guys get some rest. Be nice to each other. Adopt a cat. All of the above. Have a good time, and thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, everything that you guys do. I really, really, genuinely appreciate it. And I will be back here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock and also at 9:30 because tomorrow is going to be double shots. So